Hey guys, welcome to day 6 of our mini challenge in collection framework. In the previous video, we have learned how to sort the elements of a list using comparable interface. In today's video, we will learn how to sort the elements of a list using comparator interface. With comparator interface, we will get multiple sort sequence. Guys, if you have bumped into this video directly, no worries. This is an independent video. You can understand it from the scratch. Okay. Now, let us get started. Before starting the example, let us first understand about comparator interface. Comparator is from java.util package. Earlier we used comparable. It is from java.lang package. Comparator is a functional interface. It has got one single method, compare. It takes two parameters, object O1, object O2. If you are providing the generic type as product, then the parameter will be product P1, product P2. If the generic type is book, then it will be book B1, book B2. Comparator helps to provide with multiple sort sequence. When you are working with comparable, we saw that we can get only single sort sequence. Okay, now let us see the steps that we need to do for sorting the elements of the list using comparator. This time, let us take the domain model as book with few properties as book ID, title, author, price. Okay. Now, what are the steps that we need to do for working with comparator? The first step is just to create the book class. The next step is create a separate class that implements comparator. Suppose say I want to sort the book objects by title. Then I need to create a class that implements comparator, override compare method, and then I need to provide the functionality to sort by title. Okay, so here override compare method and write the functionality. The third step is in the main class, after creating the list of books, as usual you will be using the same method, collections.sort, but this time you will be using the overloaded method of sort. The first parameter will be your list, that is your book list. The second parameter takes a reference of comparator, that is an object of the class that implements comparator. Suppose here, if I have given the class name as title sort, then I need to pass the object of title sort. This way, I am informing this particular class the implementation of sorting functionality is available in title sort class. If the class itself is implementing comparable, automatically it will go and get that compare to method. But in our case, we are not touching the domain model. The domain model is kept intact. We are writing the functionality in a separate class that implements comparator. Suppose say I want to sort by author, then I need to create another class that implements comparator. I want to sort by price, create another class that implements comparator. So, how many ever instance variables you are having, you can create that many number of classes that implements comparator, and you can call collections.sort method multiple times by passing the appropriate object. After this line, simply call a for loop. That's enough. Or an iterator. So this time what are you getting? You are getting multiple sort sequence. Based on the user input, you can sort the books by title or by author or by price. Okay. This is the first step. Now, just for implementing one single functionality, should I create a class? That is not required. Instead, I can use lambda expression. So I will also show you how to implement lambda expression for the same purpose. Okay. Now let me go to the coding part. I'll open Eclipse. Okay. Select the package, right click, new class. Let me give the class name as book. Let me add few properties first. Just 4 properties. Create the default constructor, parameterize constructor, getter methods and toString. Select all, generate. Okay. Now my book class is ready. Next, I want to sort by title. So we need to create a separate class that implements comparator. So select your package, right click, new class. Let me give the class name as title sort. Click finish. This class should implement comparator. It is mandatory that you need to pass the generic type. See, this is from java.util package. Book. Okay. Keep the cursor inside the class. Add unimplemented methods. The moment you pass book as generic type, automatically it is added to the parameter also. Now let us write the logic. The same logic what you have done in the previous case. Okay. Now I want to compare the titles of both the book objects. So how I can write the logic? O1 dot get title dot, we need to call a method called compare to. See the return type of this compare to, it is int. This compare to is used for comparing two strings lexicographically. You can see the line that is given over here. Compares two strings lexicographically in the order of alphabets. If both the values are same, it will return 0. If the first value is in a higher order than the second value, then it will return a positive number 1. If the first value is below the second value in the alphabetical order, then it will return the value as -1. Okay. So based on that, we need to compare. String already implements comparable. So internally it is going to compare the values only. Let me click on this. O2 dot get title. Okay. Now let me show you this compare to method. See, this is from the string class. Compare to. It is comparing two values by converting them into byte array. It is just going to compare the values one by one and finally it will return an int value. So guys, the purpose of this method is you don't have to break your head for comparing these values. Remember, when you have started your career or when you have started learning this programming language, you would have tried different types of sorting. Bubble sort, this sort, that sort for sorting the elements. Explicitly, you need to write the logic for sorting an array of numbers or array of strings. But here, it is enough that you inform the class with what you want to sort. The rest of the things will be taken care by the inbuilt method compare to. Okay, let me add the return statement. Similar to this, let us also create one other class for sorting the elements by author. Give the class name as author sort. Make the class implement comparator. Okay. Change T to book. Add unimplemented methods. So here I can give it as O1 dot get author dot compare to O2 dot get author. What if I want to sort in reverse alphabetical order? Then I can change it to O2 dot get author dot compare to O1 dot get author. That's all. So we have returned the functionality for the second sort sequence. What is the third sort sequence? I want to sort by price. we need to create the third class, but instead what I will do is I will copy this, paste it in the same package. It will ask for a different name. Let me give the name as price sort. Now let me open price sort and we will remove this. Okay. This time we have to compare the prices. What is the data type of price? It is double. You cannot compare primitive data types using compare to method. So explicitly you need to convert the price into wrapper class object. First let me show you the error. O1 dot get price. See the data type, it is double dot compare to dot compare. Am I getting any content access? No. This means it is not allowed for primitive data types. So I have to convert it into double wrapper class object explicitly. You can do it step by step or you can do it in one single line. First let me show it step by step. I need to auto box it into double wrapper class. So let me give the variable name as double T price is equal to O1 dot get price. The second one. Double O price is equal to O2 dot get price. Now how to compare? Return T price dot. Now see automatically I am getting the method compare to. See the parameter that it is taking. It is double wrapper class. The return type again as usual is int. This is from double class. Let me press enter. Okay. Semicolon. Now let me click on compare to method. This is from double class. Double class also implements comparable. If a class implements comparable, the object of that class with any property can be compared. Because of course you would have given compare to and you would have written the logic for that. Double class is implementing comparable. Here. It is implementing comparable. And also it is overriding the method of comparable which is compare to. This is what we have seen in the previous video. In this case, we are using comparator. So, the method that we need to implement is compare, but internally we are calling compare to method. So, technically you are comparing two string values or two numerical values. That is the only difference. Now, we have written the sort sequence for author, title and price. The next step is we have to create a list of book objects. So select your package, right click, new class. Let me give the class name as multi-sort demo. Select public static void main, click finish. Okay. First, let us create a list of books. The method that I am going to use is arrays.asList, within which I have to pass a list of book objects. I will use a parameterized constructor, new book of title, book ID, author and price. Let me add few book objects. Okay, now I have added 6 books to the list. The return type is a list. List of books is equal to import list. Okay, what is the next step? We need to sort the elements using the method collections.sort. Before sorting the elements, let us print it. Let me use a for each. Automatically it will show you the content assist. Print the book object. So book. Save, run it. Now it is printing all the books in the same order that we have added as per insertion order. Now I want to sort the book objects. First we need to sort by title. The method that we will be using is collections.sort only, but we will be using a overloaded method. Collections.sort. The first one is which we have used with comparable interface. Now in this case, you need to use the second method, which is expecting an object of the class that implements comparator. Based on which class you are using, the sorting functionality will be taken from that class. Okay. First parameter is books. Second parameter is an object of the class that implements comparator. So either you can create it here or you can pass it directly. Title sort is equal to new title sort. And now I can pass title sort. Okay. After that, as usual, use your for loop. So sorting by title. Now let us check it out. I'll maximize the console. Here we have got the output. See the results. The title is in alphabetical order. Okay. Now let us sort the book objects by author. Again, let us use collections.sort method. Okay, let me take the second method. First parameter is books. Second parameter is an object of the class that implements comparator. So this time directly let me give new author sort. And as usual, we need to use the for loop. This time it is sorting by author. Save, run. Maximize the console. In the second case, the books are sorted by author, but not in alphabetical order, but in reverse alphabetical order. That is the logic that we gave. So it starts with S and ends with J. I'll minimize. Let us check it out. Author sort. Here we have given it as o2.getAuthor.compare to o1.getAuthor. That is second parameter compared with first parameter. So you will be getting the reverse sorting order. See the output. Okay, it starts with S and ends with J. Similar to this, let us sort by price. I'll use the same method, collections.sort. The only modification that you need to do is change the object name. So guys, if you are doing it as a normal console based application, you can get the input from the user. You can add the switch case. Based on the user input, you can pick and choose an appropriate case that is sorting the book objects either by title or by author or by price. Let me save this and run it. So this time we are sorting by price. From the lower price to the highest price. I hope this is clear. What we have seen is how to sort the elements of a list using comparator interface. With the help of comparator interface, we can have multiple sort sequence. Okay, for that you need to create a class that implements comparator, override compare method and provide the functionality. Now, the same thing can be implemented using lambda expressions because your comparator is a functional interface. Let us see an example on that. I am going to work with the same domain model book. Already we are having a list of book objects. The variation is only in this place. We will not be using any of the class that implements comparator. Rather, we will be using lambda expressions to implement comparator interface. Okay. I will copy this class, Ctrl C, keep the cursor in the package, Ctrl V. We are using lambda expression. So I have given the class name as lamSortDemo. Open the class. Till this it is fine. The remaining part and all I will remove it. Now let us assume we want to sort the elements of this list by title. and we don't have any class that implements comparator. In this case, we will be using lambda expression. So let me write the method collections.sort. Select the second method. The first parameter is books. I need to implement comparator using lambda expression. Let me implement it. First, I will do it outside. Comparator angle bracket book comparator is equal to. How to implement it using lambda expression? What are lambda expressions? Lambda expressions are methods without method name, return type and access specifier. The syntax for lambda expression goes like this: parenthesis, arrow followed by method body. Within the parenthesis, you can pass any number of parameters or without any parameter. If you want to learn about lambda expressions in detail, do watch my video on lambda expressions. But now I will explain how you can implement comparator in an easier way. Okay, I need to provide the implementation of comparator. So for that, first keep the cursor in comparator, go to the interface. Scroll down. This is a functional interface. The method of comparator is compare. Return type is int. Lambda expression doesn't need the return type, doesn't need the method name, doesn't need the access specifier. It is enough that you take the parenthesis. Control C. Come back. Now add it over here. Okay. Arrow. Method body. What is this T? In our case, it is book. So I can give it as book O1, comma book O2. See, whatever you have given in title sort, the same thing only you are implementing there using lambda expression. No return type, no access specifier, no method name. Just the parameter arrow followed by method body. Okay, let me go back here. Because you are giving the generic type, it is not mandatory that you need to specify it over here. It is enough you can give it as O1, comma O2. Within the method body, write the same logic. The logic is return O1 dot get title dot compare to O2 dot get title. Okay, the same logic. Now what next? I need to end this also with a semicolon. This is implementation of comparator. Now the second parameter expects a variable that implements comparator. This variable implements comparator. So copy it, paste it over here. After that, as usual, you can iterate through the array. Let me copy it from the previous one. Okay, let me run this. Sorting by title. Now the book objects are sorted by title. Fine. Next, we will sort the book list by author. We will go in for a shorter method of lambda expression. Collections.sort. Take the second parameter, which is books, comma. Again, now I need to implement it, right? So rather than writing it separately and adding the variable, I can do it over here also. So now I will remove this null, round bracket, within that O1, comma O2, arrow, method body, return O1 dot get author dot compare to O2 dot get author. How many lines I am having in the method body? Only one single line. You all know, even in case of a for loop or an if statement, if you are having one single line, usually you don't use curly braces. But actually the best practice is you need to use curly braces. Here also the same scenario, you don't have to use curly braces. You can write it in one single line. As in, I can remove this curly braces, delete everything. If I remove curly braces, I should remove the return statement also. Okay, I will remove the curly braces here. See this. O1.getAuthor dot compare to O2.getAuthor. That's all. No need of return statement, no need of curly braces. How simple it is. You don't have to explicitly create a class that implements comparator. Okay. Next, let us iterate it and print it. This time we are sorting by author. Run it, maximize console. Now the book list is sorted by author. This time I have given only in alphabetical order. It is not reverse alphabetical order. Okay. Same way we will try it out for price also. Collections.sort. The first parameter is books. The second parameter, remove null. O1, O2, arrow, no need of return statement, but guys we are using price. So I need to give it as O2.getPrice, auto box it by adding double in front of it. Double. Be very careful with the parenthesis. This whole part is one single expression. Dot compare to O2.getPrice. That's all. In one single line we have completed everything. Next, let us iterate it and print it. This time we are sorting by price. Let me run this. Maximize console. Now the book list is sorted by price from a lower price to a higher price. I hope this is clear, whatever we have seen till now. This is how you sort the elements of a list using comparator. As you have seen, we have got multiple sort sequences. Now it is task time. Let me open the task that you need to do for day 6. Guys, whatever you have done yesterday using the domain model, doctor or book or student, mobile, furniture or movie, take the same application. Now use comparator to sort the elements and print it. This time for one application use a class that implements comparator. For the other application try to use lambda expression. This way you will get a clarity on how to work with classes that implement comparator and also how to use lambda expression. See, when you are working with comparator, there are many different ways in which it can be implemented. Either you can use a class that implements comparator, or you can use anonymous inner class, or you can use lambda expression, or you can use method references. A class that is implementing comparator is still in practice. Do not go in for anonymous inner class. Instead, you can use lambda expressions. Method reference is the final level. If you want to learn about method references, I have given a video on that. First, watch that and try it out here. Okay. So, this is the task that you need to complete. I am eagerly waiting for your answers. Okay. So, guys, we have successfully completed till day 6. I have explained whatever is needed to understand in collection framework. You might be wondering, what about map? Tomorrow we will be learning about map and map implementation classes. What I am expecting is, please try to complete all the tasks that are given till now. If you are able to complete them, you will have a great clarity in understanding collection framework. Please share your queries in the comments. Do join the community for a better learning and understanding. Okay. As always, keep learning, stay curious. Let us learn, code and grow together. Thank you.